One thing I've always had a love for are independent films. Unlike the big budget Hollywood films, independent films are usually done by a small group of people or sometimes even one person, and sometimes they have 10 times more passion put into them. Today we're looking at the independent films of Five Nights at Freddy's. These are ones that have so much passion behind them, you absolutely need to watch them. Let's take a look.
Hey guys and gals, kid.
Purple Guy Revealed. Set in the time after the events of Five Nights at Freddy's 3, Purple Guy Revealed is shown mostly as a breaking news event in progress with camera crews on site as Fazbear Fright bursts into flames. But along with that, there are several flashback scenes of the Purple Guy sitting in front of a camera and talking about how he wants to go to Freddy Fazbear's and just have fun, in a pretty psychotic way.
The pizza there is a wonderful pizzeria there. And I found it one day. There was all these little kids coming out. Their bellies were bloated with pizza, and I was thinking, oh, I've got to have a bite of that.
The fast cuts to the past and the point of view shots of the animatronic characters adds a lot to the uneasy mood, but not as much as the Purple Guy himself. The actor who they got does a great job in this. He's creepy, he's mysterious, and just by his unnerving laugh, you can totally see him doing all the things that he's accused of in the video games.
It's really nice going along with you kiddies. I was really like to have you along. I enjoyed that a lot.
Two series that were destined to cross at one point or another. In the Ghostbusters vs. Five Nights at Freddy's, an employee of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria hires the Ghostbusters to eliminate the spirits who haunt the animatronic characters. The writing is great, and even though it's a different cast than the original Ghostbusters, the characters are written in the same spirit. I especially love how they bring the absurdity of the video game's logic to attention.
So let me get this right. The company that you work for, they know that their main attraction comes to life and will kill anybody in the building, and the only place to hide is this room, but the doors open when the power runs out?
While a lot of other Five Nights at Freddy's films have a sense of dread and terror, it's nice to see that there's one that's a little more lighthearted. I mean, Five Nights at Freddy's isn't really the cheeriest of tales, but if you just want to have some fun and a few laughs, this one is definitely one to check out. So as of the time that I'm making this video, Blumhouse is currently making the official Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and I hope that it captures the same spirit that the Five Nights at Freddy's movie does. I know that sounds kind of confusing, but that's what this indie project is called. Set in the lore of the first game, this little indie film does a great job setting up the atmosphere of this foreboding pizzeria. The animatronics, even though they're clearly computer generated, look realistic with their paint-peeling textures. This follows the build-up of the classic horror movie format, where you know something bad is going to happen and it's only a matter of time before it does. There's a scene where the security guard is hiding in a closet and Bonnie is just staring in his direction. Completely lifeless, looking terrifying. Yeah, this right here is what the official movie needs to recapture. I urge you to go check out this one. It's entertaining, the pacing is perfect, and the atmosphere really pulls you into the story. Probably the most popular out of the Five Nights at Freddy's indie films, Cold Storage follows the story of a man who gets thrown into the position of security guard after his predecessor should have spent more time on his job and less on his, girlfriend. So Freddy Fazbear's has shut down and the animatronic characters have been put into storage, and of course, hijinks ensues, with the main character being chased around this foreboding warehouse trying to escape from Freddy. It is pretty cool that the mechanics from the game work their way in, such as putting an empty Freddy head on will confuse the other characters into thinking you're one of them. This is another project created by Iron Horse Cinema, and of course they always do a good job with lighting and atmosphere. Some shots even have a film noir feel to them. Even if you're not a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's but appreciate watching independent suspense, you'll get a lot of fun out of this one. The best part about this little short film is its cinematography. Every angle, every shot looks beautifully creepy and pulls you into the main character's shoes. Inspired by the events of Five Nights at Freddy's 4, Don't Cry follows a kid exploring his house in search of the explanation behind his creaking door. This is a classic setup of a thriller movie, complete with fake-out surprises and corridors only illuminated by flashlights. And once the nightmare animatronics appear, it is genuinely terrifying. If you're looking for good atmosphere and suspense, this is definitely the one for you. I absolutely give Five Nights at Freddy's 1983 a lot of credit. If there was an independent film that actually captures the look and feel of Five Nights at Freddy's 4, it would definitely be this one. Our main character spends his night in his room, checking the closet for Foxy, listening to breathing coming from the hallway, and watching his bed for when the Freddles appear. Sure, the effects aren't that great, but effects shouldn't carry a movie. They were never supposed to. I'm looking at you, Hollywood! The effects are meant to push the story along, and that's exactly what this film does. One admirable thing is how it follows the game and reenacts various moments, like the crying child's brother wearing a Foxy mask and jumping out to scare him, and how a Freddy plush is communicating with him. Go give it a look-see. I think you'll like it. I will say this about The Happiest Day. Adding the song Grandfather's Clock really adds a lot to the feel of the film. If you don't know, Grandfather's Clock is the music that plays when the music box is wound in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. The storytelling for this one is really creative. It bounces back and forth between the 8-bit game style and live action. The whole feature is basically following the purple guy as he works at the pizzeria and carries out his villainous actions while simultaneously tells the beginning of the puppet story. Now, if you played the games, then you know exactly what is going on, but if someone were to just watch this on its own, it really forces you to think about what's happening, because they don't just come out and say it, you have to put the pieces together, and I love films that do that. Overall, The Happiest Day is a great short film about the creation of one of the most mysterious characters of the franchise, and the events which led up to the first game, and initially, the character's happiest day. Did I leave any out that you think should be recognized by how awesome they are? Leave a comment below. I'm KyleUniverse. I'll see you out there. Did I leave any out that you think